So this 12-minute protocol changed aging forever. What if just 12 minutes of light, and by the way, there's nothing more natural than sunlight, could be better than Botox or fillers that you're all trying to avoid? Look here, this diagram shows you the spectrum of full sunlight. But the thing is, we don't want it all. We don't want all the wavelengths. We just want the red light maybe, right? How often? The beautiful thing is, twice a week has been shown to measurably reverse, turn back, the signs of aging, including, I'm going to show you signs today, wrinkles, firmness, dermal density, something very hard to measure, pores, and the all-elusive elasticity, even oiliness in this study. But first, let's break down the actual clinical evidence, because that's why you follow me here. Like and subscribe if you like that. Real life experience. You see, it was 2023 and researchers published a clinical trial in Skin Research and Technology Journal. They looked at 630 nanometers, which is a red light mask. That's typically what's in there, delivering 15 joules per centimeter squared per session. That's the amount of energy people received. The sessions, they're just 12 minutes. So very easy to do. And you're going to say every day? No, they only use the red light mask twice weekly. And they did it for almost 3 months, but they looked at some data a little earlier that's very interesting. I'll show you. And you're going to love this part. What ages of patients did they look at? Age 45 to 70 years, and they had to have had visible signs of aging. Now, I know you guys always say, hey, Rajani, they're always showing pictures of young people. What about us older folks? This one's for you. So, participants used the mask twice weekly. The sessions were spaced 72 hours apart, so about every 3 days, and that allowed for cellular energy recovery between the treatments. Because you often ask me, how often do we need to use our red light mask? This protocol wasn't random. It actually aligns with exactly how photobiomodulation works at the cellular level. Remember, we're not trying to blast something with a laser. We're trying to use light to modify proteins ATP and cytochrome C oxidase within a mitochondria. That's it. We're not resurfacing with a mask. You don't want high power. You don't want all these crazy colors. So 45 to 70 years old, twice weekly, 3 months total. The results? So just 28 days in, this is what they looked at. Why did they do that? Because they're already seeing measurable, and I'll tell you what measurable is in a moment, changes. Look at this. You ready? You want numbers, right? 15.6% reduction in crow's feet, the lines around the eyes. That's why males come into practices, but females like them gone too. 26.4% increase in dermal density. 28.5% decrease in pore diameter. You always ask me about pores. 6.8% decrease in skin roughness. Smoother it became, like a filter face. 34.9% decrease in sebum oiliness. And these improvements continued beyond that, sometimes nearly doubling the results over the 84-day trial period. So what happened with 2 more months of use? Because you guys know you have to use things over time. Look at the study here. 38.3% wrinkle reduction. Dermal density increased by 47.7%. Now that one's huge, dermal density. You saw it when I talked about DEJ boosting serum in my revision skincare that I talk about. Sometimes I showed you those slides. They also showed a 32.8% pore improvement and 70% sebum change. So a lot of people ask, do I need to add blue light if I have oily skin? This trial showed us that red light has a nice effect too. What about elasticity, the holy grail of balance? Yes, a significant increase in elasticity at 56 and 84 days. And many plastic surgeon channels are going to tell you, hey, red light doesn't work. But guess what? They're going to be selling them within the next year, 2 or 3, once they wake up to these methods that don't need cutting, that don't need scar tissue, and that don't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, right about now, I know exactly what you're thinking, because I did too. I said, did participants just randomly say, hey, this all looked better, and we quantified it into a percentage? No. These weren't just subjective measurements, they were objectively measured. In fact, one of the tools they used was the same camera, the Quantificare LightViz camera that I have in my clinical practice seeing patients. Biophysical measurements like ultrasound and cutometry as well, microphotography and clinical scoring was done. Even after stopping treatment, results persisted up to 28 days later, proving deeper structural improvements. You're going to watch my video at the end. It's a very important one. Over 100,000 people watch it in just a few days because I talked about facial structure. What do I mean roughly? Well, you can tighten skin over old face, bone, and structure, and you're still going to look old. It's tighter skin, but you need structure in your face, not temporary surface effects. And this trial showed structural integrity improved. Colossal. Now, what about the self-reported satisfaction? What did the patient see? 100% of the volunteers said their overall skin significantly improved. And that goes along with what we see and I see with red light therapy. Why does it work? Well, red light in the 600 to 700 nanometer range penetrates the dermis where it stimulates mitochondrial activity. I have complete videos on that. But increasing ATP production encourages the fibroblasts to make what? What do the fibroblasts make? Two main things, collagen and elastin. That's real biology. That's not hype. Now, here's the published study link for you. Check it yourself. See the data, judge the evidence. I'll also link it in the more info section below. But if you want real results with red light, consistency does matter. You do need to use quality tested bulbs with the right wavelength. And remember, you don't want yellow, green. You don't want 1072. You don't want the laser masks. You want 630 nanometers. And then I like adding 830 nanometers for deeper penetration as well, because that gets more structure than the surface red light gets. The longer the wavelength, the more penetration. But also as you go up above 1,000 or into lasers, laser masks, which are misnomers, you start to get higher incidence of side effects, pigment, and so on. Because without structure, the shape of the face says age, no matter how tight the skin is. And don't worry about the number of bulbs. Remember, there's 800 bulbs in this mask. It doesn't matter. Lights diffuse. It's the quality. You'd rather have 100 great bulbs than 800 cheap bulbs. There's a factory tour where I show that. I made a video. Remember, treating wrinkles is the easy part. Structure is rare. You'll now want to watch this video next on a second boosting method to do exactly that. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.